former Blizzard president Mike Ibarra thinks tipping game creators $10 or $20 on top of the $70 price is a great idea. Quote, some games are that special.
Hold on. Yes, please. Give me your opinion.
Let's assume for a second that there's nothing wrong with this, any of this at all, but all of this is true. Let's assume that we buy all of this. Overwatch 2 ain't that special. Nothing from Blizzard for the last 10 years has been. Yeah, right. Like, they should have an account where you can send them additional money if you really like their work. Blizzard wouldn't receive any.
No.
Mobius and Anandpura Interactive would receive quite a lot, I think. Outer Wilds. And lots of other game developers would too. For good reasons, as Bright says, willing to tip certain indie creators. This is something that Blizzard does not need to announce. This is something that Blizzard needs to provide an option to if people want to. Same thing when I first set up my Patreon. I was like, I don't think anyone's actually going to use it, but I might as well allow them to if they want to. And then a few people did. So yeah, Blizzard might get a few. But the difference is that indie creators kind of need the help. Now, that may be kind of changing these days and maybe the balance is shifting, but they're still the underdogs, they're still the little guys, and the rising stars, often making much better games in most senses, in terms of like gameplay and sometimes writing, stuff like that, but getting a lot less recognition. So they could use a bit of extra help. But Blizzard, ostensibly, is supposed to be one of the top game development companies in the world. Of course, in practice, it isn't. It used to be. So yeah, this comes out just simple, empty, hollow greed.
Well, you know why they're saying this, right?
Not exactly, but go on.
So there's a new Star Wars game coming.
Okay.
And actually, I can show you. Did I actually save the picture? I may not have saved it. But
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I loved the second there where I had to think, wait, does Blizzard have access to the IP of Star Wars? I had to like follow the trail up of what company owns who. Oh no, Microsoft, that's different. That's not Disney. It's not one of the two companies in the world. So it couldn't be a Blizzard game because that's the other silo of massive corporations that owns everything. My mistake. Sorry, continue.
So there is a new Ubisoft, a free roam Ubisoft game called Star Wars Outlaws. The Star Wars Outlaws had a thing, but in the base game, which we all know, the base game is going to be bare bones and stripped of features because
they're trying
it is
this again.
so that they can steal more money from you. And the base game is $70.
Are they trying this like day one DLC or like day one editions that they sell separately thing again? They've been trying this for like 10 years.
They've got like 3 or 4 different versions. Here it is. Okay, I found it. So there's 3 main versions of the game, and then you can pay $20 a month basically for Ubisoft Plus. But yeah, so the standard edition is $70, and that comes with base game and a pre-order bonus. The gold edition for $110 has 3-day early access and a season pass on top of the ship for the standard edition. And the ultimate edition for $130. Now here's the thing, Uzalu. There is no like belt buckle or statue or portal gun or any type of special thing that you get on top of the game and all of the special shit. This is just a digital copy of the game that you don't technically own according to Ubisoft.
With, I assume, some other digital goods added in, the Rogue Infiltrator bundle and the Sabak Shark bundle.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just the digital shit. 130.
Honestly, what I will say briefly in their defense is that Video games have been about $60 for about 20, 30 years. They haven't tracked with inflation. I wonder how they've managed that.
Oh, yeah, but how was Arrowhead able to release Helldivers for $40?
No doubt whatsoever that there's waste and bloat, but it's still kind of impressive that they haven't even like maintained level with inflation. I would have expected them to. So maybe
it's because video games were already ridiculously overexpensive.
Well, that's possibly true. Yeah,
they were charging $50 for Nintendo 64 games in the 90s. Like, bro, ridiculously expensive.
That would explain it, yeah. If that's what it is.
And it's because it was ridiculously overpriced.
No wonder the indie market is so strong then. So actually charging like market values, reasonable market values.
Yes.
What a surprise.
Yes. You can get Deep Rock Galactic for like $20-$30. And you know what? Do you know what Ghost Ship Games, the guys who make Deep Rock, do you know what one of their biggest complaints are?
No, go on.
One of the biggest complaints that they get from fans, and I know this for a fact, is the fans don't have enough ways to pay them for their work. There are people, myself included, that want to pay them more for their work, but they are literally like, guys, we're good. Here, you want to buy something? Here, have a cosmetic pack. No, we're not going to charge you for DLC. We're giving it to you for free. We don't care. Oh, what? Hell, you want to buy more shit? Okay, we've started a publishing company, and we are now paying other game devs to make games using the Deep Rock license. Go buy that.
Nice.
People are. How is it that they were able to make Deep Rock Galactic and Helldivers and be able to make a profit only asking a fraction of what these AAA game developers are asking for? Why? It's because of massive, incredible, unbridled bloat and corruption. That's why.
Indeed.
It's exactly why. Yeah. There is no excuse that like, God, like, and it's not just that. It's like what was that one game? Secret Company, Seventh Company, something like
Lethal Company.
You know what I mean? Lethal Company. Do you know how much Lethal Company was?
Like $5.
It was $10.
It looked cheap, but people loved it.
But it was ridiculously popular because it had a good gameplay loop and it was fun.
Yeah.
It was good with friends. Oh my God, how could this have happened? And the guy who made it is like, what do I do with all the money? How do I do this? What am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And also he's a furry. So
fuck. I was about to give him some good advice, but now my advice is get therapy. Try and cure your furrydom and then make another good game.
I mean, there's a very quick and easy way. There's a quick and easy way of curing your furrydom.
Yeah, but it also cures everything else, including his ability to make games.
Yeah, that's good. But like
honestly, if he's a furry and didn't make a game about furries, he can't be that bad.
So, have you ever heard of Night Dive Studios?
Don't think so. What do they make?
They remake classic games.
Okay.
They build them from the ground up and remake classic games. They have rebuilt. Their latest one was the Star Wars Dark Forces remake, which was the classic first-person shooter in Star Wars.
Okay. I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
They did Turok games. They did Rise of the Triad. They did Blade Runner. They did Forsaken. They did Sin. Like they did the original Rogue game. You remember? You know how a whole bunch of games are called roguelikes?
Yes, I know where that comes from.
Yeah.
Haven't seen the original game.
Rogue.
I don't know of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they redid Rogue. They redid Starship Titanic.
They're the ones that redid Dwarf Fortress recently.
No, that was the guy who did Dwarf.
Oh, okay.
But
sorry, go on.
Yeah, Dwarf Fortress is made by one dude.
Cool.
But the biggest one that they did was System Shock.
Yes, I've heard of that.
And with System Shock, they didn't just remaster it or tweak it like they do with most of the games. They ground up, rebuilt that game from scratch because it's System Shock. You can't just put a fresh coat of paint on System Shock. You have to, like, System Shock is iconic. It's like Doom or Wolfenstein. You know, the first person shooter genre would not be what it is without System Shock. So they wanted to do it justice, and they rebuilt it from the ground up. And it's amazing. You know how much they're charging for that?
Not very much.
$40. $40 for basically a brand new first person shooter. Not a coat of paint, not anything like that. $40. Ludian Studios, a developer that you and I are both big fans of. RimWorld.
You recognized it. Yeah.
It's a game that has given me over 10,000 hours. Now, granted, a lot of that was in the background, testing mods and stuff like that, but I get enjoyment out of that too. 10,000 hours. Now, granted, most people aren't like me, but still, guess how much? Because I'm sure it's been a long time since you bought RimWorld.
Yeah.
Guess how much RimWorld sells for?
Was it 15, 30, something like that?
Well, it was back in the beta.
Right.
But the full release version of RimWorld vanilla without any of the DLC. Guess how much it is?
I don't know.
$35. Guess how much it is with all the DLC?
Also $35?
$60.
Okay. Wasn't sure how much it was free.
RimWorld plus all the DLC is $60.
Yeah. I mean, that is literally thousands of hours. Like, you could get as much time out of RimWorld as you can out of Skyrim, maybe more.
Yeah.
And yeah, same price.
And you mentioned Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress, again, a very, very popular game that you can sink 1,000+ hours into easily. Guess how much it is?
20?
$30.
30, okay.
There is absolutely no reason for games to be this expensive. There is no reason for a game to cost $70. None. Unless you have some DLC. And that DLC is damn good. A full-size game has no business being $70. It's ridiculous. And you might go, oh, well, those are indie games, man. Those aren't, like, these games are large scale. They're multiplayer. You know, they're incredibly intricate. You got to get servers up. Okay, fine. You want to go down that road? Black Mill Games, creators of Tannenberg and Isonzo and Verdun, incredibly good, massive multiplayer fighting war games with incredible accuracy to the time period. World War I. All of those are major battles of World War I. Guess how much their latest one is, Isonzo. Guess how much that is. Guess how much it costs.
I don't know.
$30 for a very gritty, very fast-paced, very brutal, very fun first-person shooter. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, there is absolutely no reason for games to be this much.
Theory.
Because the only... Yeah, go ahead.
Theory that AAA game developers, their entire market now is people that don't have the time to look any deeper. And so they're able to charge more because it's a more captive market. But that is a shrinking pot. Because in that context, indie games have a fantastic opportunity to produce better quality at a lower price. And so gradually indie games will just eat what's left of AAA, these bloated AAA games that are consuming that lazy consumer market. And to the point that probably won't even take very long. I mean, with movies, I'd have less confidence. With books or like any other kind of media, I'd have less confidence, much less confidence. Even with political parties, less confidence that through sheer force of merit, the better side can just overtake the old dominant worse side.
Yeah,
but with gaming, it's so primed to happen. It's so clear how much better the indie game scene is. It's almost nothing that AAA has over indie gaming in concept.
And it's like, well, Night Dive, they make remakes. They just make remakes. Oh, really? They make remakes for $20 and $30. Yeah, Uzalu, guess how much, Modern Warfare 3, the remake, just came out. How much do you think?
I'm guessing it starts at $60.
You would think that. It starts at $70. Mm-hmm. Hey, Uzalu, Fallout 4 just came out again a while ago.
Oh, again?
In VR, yeah. Guess how much that came out for? Guess how much they're charging for that?
So the VR users have more money to throw around. So 90?
Yeah, you would think. Oh, it's 60.
Okay.
It's $60.
A re-release of a game from what, like 8 years ago?
Yeah. But like a modern, a basically a skin for a 10-plus-year-old game, Modern Warfare 3, is $70 base game.
To be fair, it does have Captain Price's glorious mustache, similar to mine.
Oh, so, yeah, and it's right on the cover too. Huh? But do you know? You know what else? Yeah, it does have Captain Price. You know what else it has right on the front of the Steam page?
Mm-hmm.
You know what else it has? It's reviews. That's quite the oofarino, my dude.
Oof.
Yeah.
Chat, can I get an oof?
Yeah.
Can I get an oof for this?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, like if anyone's got a problem with remakes, this goes for everything, by the way. Remakes aren't the problem. Even if our creative industries were mostly regurgitating, it could be okay, because you can still do that well. The problem is shit remakes, which correlates, funnily enough, with shit new IP, which AAA developers occasionally push out. Hopefully they'll wipe the right direction. The problem is the shit, not the fact that it's remakes, although obviously it's a strong correlate. But yes, if an indie developer is, I didn't know about them actually, if they're doing good remakes, proves the point. And also all the good new IP is from indies. Almost all. Yep. Almost all.
Uzalu, you go ahead and click on the Steam link. But yeah, let's take a gander at some of these reviews.
This guy says, I know Sledgehammer and Activision get a lot of hate for this game, but personally, I don't think it gets enough.
The one below it.
He's just listed every disease in alphabetical order. He's got dementia 12 times. Human werewolf syndrome.
All the sexually transmitted diseases. Just
Wes, you got your disease here as well. Look.
Obesity?
No. Old man syndrome.
Oh no. But also obesity. And nosebleeds. Yeah, like worse than 9/11. That's one of my favorites.
What is so bad about it? I'm curious.
It is one of the most blatant, soulless cash grab.
Boots up the game, checks out new season, looks at the new perks, game crashes, reboots game, gets temporarily banned for a month.
You know what?
No way.
You get what you deserve for buying this. No sympathy.
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't have guessed. How hard could it be, guys? You already made the game once.
God, Uzalu, they're only a multi-billion-dollar international game-making corporation. You can't expect them to make a stable game. It's too rough. This is the type of shit that I'm talking. Helldivers.
Yeah.
Literally the most popular game of the year so far. $40. Deep Rock Galactic, $30.
Mm.
You know, RimWorld, $30. You know, hold on. What's let me take a look here. Let's see how much this is.
A few minutes ago, Numbers actually asked me a coherent question. Well, almost.
So
he asked me, Uzalu, can you create gaming apps? And yes, I can. Go on, Matt.
So here's one that you might be a little confused at. Hitman World of Assassination.
Okay? Right.
Which is IO's collection of all three of their new Hitman games, plus all of their DLC. Okay. Hitman World of Assassination, $70.
Okay. It's pretty reasonable. Given how well received those games are, that's pretty reasonable. How much they've put so much extra content in those games as well.
Yeah, that is 3 full-sized games plus the new game modes that they've added over the years. That is $70.
Yeah.
That's acceptable. On the other hand, The Last of Us Part 1, Sony's remake of a classic. It's a remake. It's literally an HD skin over a 10+ year old game. Guess how much it is?
Also 70?
60. But still.
Bargain. Could mod a texture pack for free, most likely.
On the other hand, Resident Evil 4 remake. Ground up rebuild of arguably one of the greatest action horror games of all time. $40. You know, like the bloat is real. Like it is ridiculous how bad. And hey, you know, a game that I just got done playing, RoboCop, Rogue City, a ridiculously good game. A game that had no business being that good. A completely original game set in one of the most iconic sci-fi action settings ever, RoboCop, where you play as RoboCop and you feel like you're RoboCop. Like and the boss fights in that game,
I've seen worse playing.
Chef's kiss.
It looks like it's pretty well made, especially for an indie game.
Fighting an Ed 209, what I never thought it would be that satisfying. It was so good. $50. $50. Bro, that is so worth it. like that is worth it. That is so worth it. Like I would pay twice that much.
Yeah. Now, Wes, before you make such a strong judgment, consider this. Would you rather pay $50 to fight the big robot with the big gun and shoot it 3 times to win? Or would you rather get a discount on Modern Warfare 3 and get banned when your game crashes?
Oh, man. That is a tough choice.
It's a tough one, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'll compromise and buy the Starship Troopers Extermination game. You know, the 16-player co-op game that is over the top and silly and a beautiful, crazy game that, if this were a fair world, would be competing with Helldivers 2 to be the most popular game. Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't gotten Starship Troopers Extermination yet, it is on sale for 20% off. Just saying. A very good game. That just released a major update that added new classes and all that good stuff. $30. $30 normally. Like, and dude, I could keep going. I could keep going for ages about just how bad the bloat is. And these mothers have the steel-plated, depleted uranium reinforced balls to go, well, you really should tip. Hey, you want to tip, asshole?
Bend over.
Stop working for a shitty company that doesn't like you, that hates you, that wants you to die, and get with some of your friends, create an indie company. You'll be a lot happier. You'll be making better stuff. You'll be playing by your own rules. And you can let your own talent and your own success and your own hard work speak for itself. But I have a feeling that's the last thing you want. You want to suck on that teat. You want to stay with the big corporation because it's safe and you can rely on the name. You lazy bastards.